Why did OpenAI fire Sam Altman? What's next in the world of artificial intelligence? Last Friday evening, after the U.S. stock markets closed, one of the most unexpected events of recent years took place in the world of technology. Sam Altman, the founder and CEO of OpenAI, which developed the most advanced examples of artificial intelligence such as Chatgpt and Dall-E, was fired. When the news came in front of me, I inevitably had to check to see if it was April 1st or something because it was really shocking news. But no, he was indeed fired. 1 hour later, Greg Brockman, the other founder and president, also announced his resignation. These incredibly sudden and unusual developments shocked Silicon Valley and all technology circles. It was a story similar to Steve Jobs' expulsion from Apple, which he founded, but on a much larger scale and in a much harsher way. Because in the statement, it was written that the board of directors made this decision after a comprehensive review process. It concluded that fired CEO Sam Altman had been inconsistent in his communication with the board and had impeded the board's ability to fulfill its responsibilities. It's a pretty harsh statement, even though it's been softened by a lot of PR language, and it implies that he's been hiding things and lying. He said, "The board no longer has confidence in Sam Altman's ability to lead OpenAI." On a number of platforms that I follow, such as Twitter, Signal, Slack, etc., speculations about the possible reasons for such a sudden decision suddenly started to be made, because such a decision, which no one really expected, was seen in a tone equivalent to a kind of backstabbing in the business world. In other words, a case of, "You too, Brutus." And who is Brutus? I'll get to that in a minute. We don't know how true what anyone is saying, including what I'm going to say in this video, is as I'm recording this video, because even Microsoft officials who have invested billions of dollars in OpenAI learned about it almost at the same time as we did. Not even tech executives from other companies, partners, investors, senior tech journalists, or anonymous insiders can properly explain why. An hour after the announcement, fired former CEO Altman tweeted a rather calm-looking but well-composed reaction to the news. "I really enjoyed my time at OpenAI. It was personally transformative, and I hope it was a bit so for the world. Most of all, I enjoyed working with talented people. I'll have more to say about the next step." Immediately after this reaction, Greg Brockman also tweeted, "After today's news, I am resigning." Look, the sense of surprise in the public reactions of both of these people is perhaps the most surprising aspect for us, because they seem to have been informed of their firing at the same time as the rest of the world. In fact, hours before this event, one of them was speaking on behalf of his company at an event, and the other was tweeting about new developments. Now let's try to analyze who feared whom and what kind of games of thronies are going on. OpenAI was originally established as a completely non-profit organization. As you can see in the organizational chart here, a commercial company with the same name and a profit motive was later established. And some investors, such as Microsoft, were also involved in this organization, but there is a board of directors at the top and they control the whole structure at the bottom. In this photo, we see 4 members of that board of 6 people: Sam Altman, founder and CEO, Greg Brockman, founder and chairman, Ilya Sutskever, founder and chief scientist, Mira Murati, CTO. 2 of the most powerful-looking of these 4 are no longer there. These are the people who, 1 year ago, announced the fastest-growing Chatgpt of all time, a company that changed the tech agenda irrevocably. Chatgpt broke a record by reaching 1 million users 5 days after its announcement. The people who promoted this product, which was equipped with such competent features that would put many people out of work, were fired. In other words, we can say that they went down in history as the first people to be unemployed due to artificial intelligence. For such a decision, all the other board members must have voted against them. Since 2 out of 6 are gone, since 3 cannot be 3, therefore the other 2 people in this photo must have voted against them. They have already announced Albanian Mira Murati as interim CEO. But the real issue is the fourth person in the photo, because he seems to be the Brutus, in this case, Ilya Sutskever. He is one of the founders of OpenAI, but more importantly, he is the mastermind of AI technology. There are sources who think that he triggered the November 17th incident. According to what they say, after the OpenAI Development Day event on November 6th, which was very successful, Greg and Sam rolled up their sleeves to grow the $30 billion company 3 times more. On the one hand, OpenAI's headhunters, that is, those recruiters, immediately called current Google employees and tried to lure them with such packages of $10 million and $20 million a year to transfer them to their own company, and to convince them with promises that if they joined them, they could become 3 times richer after this valuation. Sam Altman had already made a tour of Europe and held bilateral meetings with leaders. This time, Greg attended an investor meeting in Paris and started to convince European investors. It was at this point that Sam gave an interview to the Financial Times in London and said that work on GPT-5 had begun. At this point, Ilya, who usually prefers to stay in the background and is much more familiar with the technology than others, is said to be extremely angry. This round of fundraising must have taken him by surprise and probably also made him quite nervous, as he probably didn't know about it. ChatGPT's number of users is growing rapidly, and they don't have enough servers to handle this capacity. This is exactly why, on November 14th, they had to stop ChatGPT Plus subscriptions for a while. And then they sent an email to many users, including myself, that the $20 monthly subscription fee would be charged up front and not later. So they clearly had a cash flow and funding problem, and this is how we come to Friday, November 17th. Again, according to rumors, at this meeting, Ilya had 2 young engineers make a presentation and explain the potential dangers of this rapid progress. When Ilya says that they should not collect more investments and expand at such a great speed, and that it is wrong for Sam to travel from country to country without the knowledge of the board of directors and try to raise funds, a fight probably breaks out between them. And with the vote, we reach today's result. As I said, this is all speculation. We don't know the real truth of the matter in all its depth yet. Rumor has it that Sam Altman is already using his personal relationships to raise money to start a new AI company, and that he may even announce the founding of the new company on Monday, the day after the Sunday this video was released. But while things are still hot, today it seems that Ilya Sutskever, the brilliant mind behind OpenAI's scientific achievements, is also the main decision-maker behind Altman's firing. So who is this Ilya? He is one of the people in the world who knows the potential threats of artificial intelligence the best. Look what he said in a documentary called I, Human in 2019. Whatever the future is, it will be good for AIs. It would be nice if it was good for humans. Yes, he said this while he was still developing Chatgpt after he founded OpenAI. And it's normal because OpenAI was already set up to investigate these possible threats and to take possible security measures. So he is in favor of moving forward slowly and safely. In another place, he says the following: "It's not that it's going to actively hate humans and want to hurt them, but it's going to be very powerful. And I think it's a good analogy for the way humans treat animals. It's not that we hate animals. I think people love animals very much and are very compassionate towards them. But when it comes time to build a highway between 2 cities, we don't ask permission from the animals. We only do it because it's important to us. And I think by default that's the kind of relationship that would exist between us and AGIs that are really autonomous and operating on their own behalf." For those who don't know, AGI is Artificial General Intelligence, a type of artificial intelligence that can think about everything almost like a human. We can say that artificial intelligence is at the highest level. At the moment, we can read this issue as a conflict between the supporters of fast progress and those who advocate safe progress, such as Ilya. Although I'm on Ilya's side, I don't think the way this event happened is right. I think the organization that carries such a great potential should act in a much more cautious and strategic way. In fact, in another mini-documentary prepared by The Guardian about 2 weeks ago, he himself said the following: "AI is great because AI will solve all the problems we have today. It will solve jobs, it will solve disease, it will solve poverty, but it will also create new problems. The fake news problem will be 1,000,000 times worse. Cyber attacks will become much more extreme. We will have fully automated AI weapons. I think AI has the potential to create infinitely stable dictatorships." So perhaps these thoughts turned into a severe anxiety, and he took such action to prevent it. The question now is what the consequences of these incredibly impactful events will be for OpenAI, AI, and the tech world. Will a safer and more cautious path be taken if Ilya takes full control? Or what do the executives at Microsoft, a 49% partner, think? Although Satya Nadella made such a neutral statement saying that the deal with OpenAI is safe, but imagine that you find out with the whole world that the captain of the ship you invested $10 billion in has been fired. We don't know yet how this split will affect the ongoing struggle between those who care about the safety of AI and those who want to grow it fast no matter what. What we do know is that the OpenAI board's firing of Altman radically changed the AI industry and community overnight. We can expect many more changes soon. Playing God. Scientists have been accused of playing God for some time, but there's a real sense that we're creating something very different from anything we've ever created. Yes, I mean, we will certainly be able to create fully autonomous beings with their own goals. And that's going to be very important, especially as these beings become much more intelligent than humans. It's going to be very important that their goals are aligned with our goals. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on notifications, and like my video.